My name is Luca Schnettler, and I'm the CEO of Qumata. So Qumata is a venture-backed company which is helping large insurance companies to simplify their underwriting process by using data-driven algorithmic processes instead of long-form questionnaires or medical exams. So Qumata, we've now raised just over 25 million US dollars by leading venture investors such as Tencent, MMC Ventures, and we work with sort of large international insurers such as Allstate, AIA, and others across predominantly the Asia Pacific, but also to a lesser extent the wider Western markets. So one thing about myself, so I started this business around 5 years ago when I was 19 years old, and I just at that point moved to the UK from my home in Germany. And at that time, I didn't have any particular family connections or network or anything of the sorts in the UK or specifically in the insurance industry. And certainly I didn't have any previous entrepreneurial experiences, or for that matter, any sort of work experiences. Now, by no means am I an expert, and I still have a lot to prove myself in the coming years as a young entrepreneur. However, obviously, I was asked to make this address to specifically talk about what my journey was as a young entrepreneur and why I chose to do so. So I think for me, again, I have much to learn myself, but one of the key learnings that I've had so far was that I truly believe if one puts their mind to something, it is possible to be achieved. And I think to a small extent, that's always the philosophy that I try to operate under. If there was a challenge, to embrace it. If there would be a failure, to then embrace that failure and learn from it. And if it's a win, to then obviously embrace that win and celebrate it. However, I do also think it is really important for potential aspiring young entrepreneurs to understand what commitment and what sacrifice is required to be able to build a successful business. And for me, those are three key topics that I just wanted to highlight. The first one, and this comes as no surprise, is a total and absolute commitment to the cause. I always like to say I don't have a family myself, but it would probably be like having a family with a young child, because as a child would, a business will require immediate 24/7 attention and a commitment that you will basically make this the priority in your life. So having that commitment to the cause is very important. Second of all, a strong stress resilience, and also being aware that although work-life balance is very important for an entrepreneur, the long hours are part of it. And especially because scale-ups are not a smooth ride, being able to deal with it when times get tough, especially if you haven't experienced that before, is I think something that young entrepreneurs should be aware of. And third of all, I think it's very important to have a wider vision or a wider ambition in what you want to do. I think it's not good enough to just start a business because you want to become rich or because you want to, you want to become the next Elon Musk. I think you really have to have something meaningful that makes you go through the stress resilience and also makes you be able to commit fully to your cause. And that wider vision doesn't need to be, the standard wider vision. It can be whatever motivates you in the morning to get out of bed. But at least me, having met a lot of aspiring and existing successful entrepreneurs, one of the things that for me always stands out is that ambition that they have to build something wider than just the current project that they're working on. And so, yeah, let me conclude by saying that I so far have been extremely privileged and extremely lucky to be able to have given the opportunity that I have been. It has been worked through by a lot of hard work and by a lot of stress, but I managed to get here. I'm not particularly smart, so I'm sure that any of you aspiring young entrepreneurs, if you're willing to have that commitment, if you're willing to have that stress resilience, and if you have that wider vision, can indeed make it to become a successful aspiring entrepreneur. Thank you very much for your time. Really appreciated the Digital Yes team for letting me speak here. And if ever anybody wants to get in touch with me, I'll be glad to have a conversation. Thank you.